Have you ever sat in silence so long you started hearing your own thoughts screaming at you? Have you ever wondered why the world disappears when you're alone and why that terrifies you? Maybe it's not the silence that scares you. Maybe it's what you hear in it, your fears, your failures, your forgotten dreams, alone, alone, alone. That word, it haunts people, but not you, because for you, being alone isn't a cage, it's a crucible. Close your eyes. Picture this, a dark room, flickering light from a dying bulb, concrete floor cold enough to bite through your bones, no sound except your breathing, shaky, uneven, like you're afraid of what comes next. No one's coming. No one's watching. This is your world now. This is your moment, the moment the weak crack and the strong rebuild, because silence isn't empty. It's loud, and it's in that loud, aching silence that you meet the monster inside. You've been taught that being alone is a failure, that if you're not surrounded, you're nothing, that if people aren't clapping, you're not winning. But let me ask you this. Who claps for the storm before it strikes? Who cheers for the volcano before it erupts? Who stands beside the wolf as it bleeds beneath the moon? No one. No one. And yet the storm still breaks the sky. The volcano still burns the earth. And the wolf, it still hunts. It still survives. Alone. 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 You think you need people to validate you? You don't. You think you need comfort, praise, encouragement. You don't. You need war. You need darkness. You need long nights with no one but your demons to talk to. Because only then do you find out who the hell you really are. Every time someone left, every time you were betrayed, every time you were overlooked, humiliated, forgotten, those moments weren't setbacks. They were signals, wake-up calls, reminders that the real beast doesn't need a pack. It is the pack. Can you feel it? That tightness in your chest, that ache in your gut, that cold, sharp whisper that keeps saying, "You're not enough." That's the enemy. And it's not outside, it's not them, it's you. That version of you that still wants to be liked, that still wants to be rescued, that still cries for attention in the middle of the night. Kill it. Kill it now. Because if you don't, it will kill everything you're meant to become. Every great transformation happens in the dark. Butterflies are born in the dark. Diamonds are made in the dark. Warriors are built in the dark. Alone, bleeding, screaming inside, but never giving in. That's where it happens. That's where the weak die and the unstoppable rise. You want to dominate. You want to conquer. You want to rise so high they can't look you in the eye. Then sit with your pain. Sit with your fears. Let them break every bone inside you. Then build yourself back with the pieces. Alone is not weakness. Alone is clarity. Alone is focus. Alone is where you hear the truth without the noise. Alone is where the world finally shuts up. And you start to speak. No more pretending. No more masks. No more lies. Just you. And the truth. The truth is brutal. The truth is ugly. The truth is you've been running, and from yourself, from your past, from the silence. But it's always been there. And it always will be. Until you face it. You want to win. Then stop begging for someone to hold your hand. Stop crying for someone to save you. Stop waiting for motivation, for permission, for a goddamn sign. This is the sign. This moment, these words, this silence. This is it. Either you use it or you stay broken forever. Because here's the raw, cutting truth. No one is coming. Not to fix you, not to help you, not to guide you. If you don't become your own savior, your own monster, your own damn army, then you'll rot in this silence. And the worst part, no one will even notice. That's how cold the world is. That's how quiet failure is. That's how loud your loneliness becomes when you keep lying to yourself. You know why people hate being alone? Because it exposes them. There's no crowd to hide in, no one to blame, no fake smile, no cheap dopamine, just pain, just truth, just pressure. And pressure? Pressure either creates monster or reveals cowards. Which one are you? You were not born for approval. You were not built to fit in. You were forged for chaos, for storms, for solitude, for silence. You were born to look your fears dead in the eyes and say, I'm still here, I'm still breathing, I'm still fighting. And no matter how many times life tries to bury me in the dark, I will rise, but only if you stop running from the shadows, only if you stop searching for light outside and start becoming it inside. That fire, it's inside you. That storm, it lives in your soul. That rage, that's your fuel. Stop seeing it as weakness. Stop treating your silence like a punishment. It's your edge. It's your weapon. It's the reason you're going to become unstoppable while they stay addicted to attention and applause. They think you're quiet because you're broken. No, you're quiet because you're building. You're quiet because you're watching. You're quiet because you're waiting. Waiting to unleash everything they said would destroy you and turn it into the exact force that saves you. They think you're lonely. You're not. You're focused. You're plotting. You're learning how to stand so strong in your own storm that nothing and no one can ever move you again. So here's your first and final warning. Use the silence or be destroyed by it. Because the shadows you fear, they are nothing compared to the shadows you carry inside. And when you finally stop being afraid of them, you become them. But they won't understand this version of you because this version doesn't seek approval. This version doesn't ask to be seen. This version creates storms in silence. And when the world finally looks, it's too late. You're already the fire they can't put out. You're already the ghost they fear behind every door of comfort they once slammed in your face. You became the fear, not the victim of it, and you did it alone. This is where legends are born, not in stadiums, not on stages, but in small, cold, lonely rooms where you scream into your fists and bleed into your grind. This is where real transformation begins, when the applause stops, when the lights die, when it's just you versus you. And what they called madness, you call focus. What they mocked as isolation, you turned into resurrection. This is the moment where your pain becomes power, where your scars aren't shameful. They're your armor, thick, heavy, bloody, but they belong to you, because if you can sit with your demons without flinching, you control them. If you can walk into your worst thoughts and not beg for escape, you own them. And if you can live without the need to be understood, then you have already won. You don't owe them your story. You don't owe them your softness. You don't owe them anything, because they weren't there when the silence was a scream. They weren't there when you were clawing through your mind at 3 a.m., trying to hold yourself together with nothing but breath. They weren't there, but you were. You've always been. And that's the power. That's the nightmare they never predicted. That you could break and rebuild. That you could die and return. That you could be buried and rised without a sound, without a show, without needing anyone, alone, but alive, alone, but unbreakable. And now they see the shift. Now they feel it in your presence, that cold silence when you enter the room, that heavy energy when you say nothing, yet everything bends around you. That isn't luck. That's power, earned in war, forged in suffering. That's the price of domination. And while they were distracted by attention and applause, you were bleeding in the dark, sharpening every inch of yourself into a weapon. So don't step back now. Don't soften. Don't explain. Let them think you're cold. Let them call you distant. Let them say you've changed, because you have. You're no longer begging for connection. You're no longer chasing after ghosts who never saw your worth. You are the storm now. You are the silence that suffocates lies. You are the weight no one can carry because you've already carried everything. Every betrayal, every breakdown, every lonely night and shattered mirror. You didn't run. You absorbed it. You transformed it. You used it to become what they swore you could never be. So keep your distance. Keep your silence. Keep building that empire in shadows, because one day they'll look for the version of you they once ignored. But he won't be there. He died in the silence. And what rose from the ashes? You don't get to mock that. You don't get to touch that. And let me ask you this again, slowly, harshly, like a blade across the mind. Why are you still quiet? Why are you still waiting? Why are you still holding back when you already made it through hell? You think they'll understand you later? You think they'll see your worth once you're done building? Stop waiting for that moment. Stop hoping they'll get it. They won't. Because this world doesn't reward the broken. It rewards the relentless. It doesn't pity pain. It bows to power. And power? It's not in your words. It's in your silence. It's in your walk. It's in that cold stare that says, I don't need you. I've already buried versions of me tougher than you. So here's your truth. Here's your savage reality. You're already enough. But you've been acting like you're not. You've been shrinking for people who couldn't handle your magnitude. You've been hiding your fire to keep others warm. And now you're burned out. Done. Finished. No more. You don't have time to bleed for people who only show up when it's convenient. You don't have time to dim your chaos so they can feel safe. This life, it's war, it's silence, it's rage dressed in discipline. And if you're not willing to own that darkness inside you, someone else will. Someone weaker, someone fake, someone who didn't fight like you did. So choose now. Do you keep living in this silent rage and let it rot you from the inside out? Or do you release it, forge it, wear it like a crown and become what they fear most? No more apologies. No more softness for ungrateful souls. No more sitting in rooms hoping they see you. Stand up. Be loud. In your discipline, not your desperation. Show them what silence becomes when it grows teeth. Show them what pain looks like when it learns to hunt. You're not a victim. You're not broken. You're not lost. You are becoming. And becoming is not polite. Becoming is not gentle. Becoming is violent. It tears apart who you were. It digs up every excuse you ever made and burns it to the ground. You want freedom? Earn it. You want power? Bleed for it. You want to rise? Kill who you were. Look your fear in the eye. Don't blink. Stare it down. Smile and say, thank you for making me this savage. Because pain didn't destroy you. It introduced you to the real you, the beast you buried, the God within, the fire no one else believed in. But you. And now there's only one thing left to do. Unleash it. Now, not tomorrow. Not when they clap. Not when they beg for forgiveness. Now, because you don't get this moment twice. You don't get this pain again. Use it. Dominate with it. Build with it. Crush with it. Let every scar scream your name in silence. Let every ounce of rage move your hands like iron. And never, ever explain your rise. Be cold. Be calculated. Be dangerous. Not because the world asked for it, but because your demons demanded it. This is your silence. This is your crucible. This is your throne. And now, what will you do with it? Stay quiet? Or rise like the roar they never saw coming? This is it. No more mercy. No more waiting. No more weakness. So what will you do now? Stay silent again? Or scream so loud the world breaks?